Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Outer Wilds. We finally made it to the Southern Observatory last time. I am actually blown away that I managed to pull that off. I wasn't expecting just like a random parkour puzzle, but whatever, it worked out. So we learned quite a bit, actually. So the Southern Observatory, new sensitive locator that Nomai built in this observatory was still unable to detect any traces of the eye's signal. Based on their knowledge of the quantum moon, the Nomai believed the eye was in a distant orbit around the sun. The Nomai decided to stop searching for the eye's signal and instead look for it visually by sending out a deep space probe. There were concerns that the probability of launching a probe in the correct direction would be absurdly small. Most cyclones on Giant's Deep rotate clockwise. There are those cyclones that Nomai use to send components into orbit. There also exists a rare type of cyclone that spins the opposite direction and pushes objects beneath the water and below the current. I don't know what that does for me. So there's an island where the Nomai built the orbital probe cannon. According to a Nomai computer, a long-range probe was recently launched from the orbital probe cannon. We see that at the start. And also, apparently, there's more to explore there? Interesting. The broken remains of a Nomai space station in orbit around Giant's Deep. There are 3 access ways branching off from the central hub area. There's more to explore there. Yes. Okay. We still haven't figured out how to get into the Dark Bramble Seed. But I think our next path is either going to be to the Quantum Moon or back to Ash Twin. The game suggests there's more to see at the statue workshop. Okay, well, let's see what happens when we land on the Quantum, shall we? We gotta find it first. Gotta find it and not die. Quantum Moon, where are you? There it is. So we have to land on its south pole. Even though we don't know exactly where its south pole is. I mean, I guess arguably it would be the southernmost pole of the planet. But that's technically not accurate for planets, but whatever, it's fine. I'm not going to overanalyze a video game. Alright, so the South Pole. Here we are. Is this South Pole enough for you? No. Well, while we're here, we might as well explore this area a little bit more. The game did suggest that there is more to find here. Let's see if we can find it. There we go. Let's go. Now, it's been a while since I've been here, so I may have to just kind of refresh myself on everything. So we have 3 modules. We have the probe tracking module, which is gone. It went to heaven. Or it's floating around nearby, which could very well be the case. It probably is. And then we have the control module, which is here. I think this is the one that's mostly intact, right? Yes. So we checked this area out. But I don't remember what we found here. Wait, hold on. Oh, hello. What are you? Four minutes and 31 seconds ago, request to launch probe received from Ash Twin Project. Cannon aligned with a randomly selected probe trajectory. Gravity field activated. Okay. And then it fell apart. Yeah. Orbital probe cannon launch request received. Probe launch successful. Probe tracking module is receiving data from probe. Orbital probe cannon structure compromised during launch. Damage to multiple modules detected. Yes. Damage report. Severe structural distress detected. Assessing damage to modules. Control module intact, no structural damage. Launch module, viewport window fractured. Module exposed to vacuum of space. Probe tracking module missing. Okay. So the question's going to be... Ooh. Where's the probe tracking module? Is it still floating near the ship? Or has it gone to heaven? Has it launched into the depths of the ice planet? You can take a look here. Because there's multiple bits of debris that are floating around. It's just, does one look like the module? That just looks like part of the cannon. Yeah, there's just the cannon parts. So not part of the probe module. It could be that the probe module crashed into the planet. It could be something that we have a limited time to collect on. Really didn't want to jump in there. Not yet. Let's see if there's anything else in the other module. Let me go. All right. Let's refuel our jetpack fuel. Apparently we have to go down here. Oh, we can't actually get in from this angle. Great! Okay. Alright, let's see what information that gathered for us, though. Just information about the control module. We still have more to explore here. Control module has recently received a request from the Ash Twin project to launch the probe. The cannon was aligned with a randomly selected probe trajectory. The probe was successfully launched, but the cannon's structural integrity was compromised in the process. Damage is detected in multiple modules. The probe tracking module is receiving data from the launched probe. The launch module is badly damaged, but the projection pool is still intact. So we have to get into that launch module. Or the other, wherever the other module is. Was it this one? Yeah, this is the one that's cracked. Okay, let's take a look at the projection stone. So this is the control module. Yes. This is the probe tracking module. This is the one that we want. And we can't really see where... Is this Dark Bramble? Or is this the ocean? It's hard to say. I can't really tell. Imagine Privet, the probe tracking module will be the first to know the coordinates of the eye of the universe. You'll be the first to see them. I am honored and terrified. You won't ask the orbital probe cannon to use so much power that it breaks, will you? Fear not, my nervous friend. We only need to fire the probe once anyway, so who minds if it compromises the orbital probe cannon's structural integrity slightly? I would mind, Mallow. I would mind. Because we won't be capable of receiving our probe's data if the probe tracking module is destroyed. Well, the good news is the probe tracking module wasn't destroyed. Mallow, my better 50%. Kasovia is sending the last of the cannon components. Soon, relatively speaking, we'll know the eye's precise location. The thought of concluding our elder's curious and challenging search increases my heart's temperature. Kasovia tells me he and the construction yard crew have determined a power setting we are not under any circumstances to go above. I see. Am I right to think that consequently we'll be ignoring that setting? I can posit with nearly 100% certainty our friends have accounted for our natures, so I suggest we do. Given the orbital probe cannon, all of the power it can structurally withstand creates the greatest chance of finding the eye of the universe. I don't know if that's true. Yes, the probe must travel as fast as it can, as far as it can. I'll make some adjustments. Okay, well, good to know, I guess. But this question still begs, where's the control module? And is it somewhere in Giant's Deep? That would probably make the most logical sense for it to be there, right? Why am I spinning wildly? Okay, I think we're good. Well, you know what we could do? We could see if we could figure out... Is there one of these storms that's traveling counterclockwise? This one. Let's go. No, this one's going up too. There we go. I don't know what that did for me. But what I do know is that this looks promising. I don't like that red glow. Let's try... So what do we do about this? What about you? Are you hostile? You don't seem to be hostile. Maybe you are. So I feel like if I go into the sphere, that we're just gonna die. Let's try it. Yeah, that seems to be what I expected here. So how do we resolve this? The ocean is surprisingly calm beneath the current. Some sort of electrical field surrounds the planet's core. The orbital probe was created to find the precise location of the eye of the universe. The Nomai pushed the orbital cannon above its maximum power setting to create the greatest chance of finding the eye of the universe. The launch module was badly damaged, but its projection pool is still intact. The Nomai named Mallow argued that it wouldn't matter if the cannon's structural integrity was compromised, since they only need to fire the probe once. A Nomai named Privet countered that they wouldn't be capable of receiving the probe's data if the probe tracking module was destroyed. And any Nomai aboard the probe tracking module will be the first to see the coordinates of the eye of the universe. So the Nomai had a shipyard here. I wonder if they have a way to... Oof, hi. No, let me go. Let me go, please. I don't want to be here anymore. There we go. Oof. Okay, I think we have to go back to the shipyard. Let's see if there's any information there. The game suggests that there is more information there. Although I am unsure what that information means. There's still that island that we really don't know what it needs doing. And the game also suggested that there was more info at that island. let's not worry about that island for the moment. Here's the shipyard. There. We are safe-ish. What is safety? There we go. Alright, let's check this out, shall we? Please don't suck me up again. I would appreciate it. Okay, we've definitely done this before. We've definitely read this. Finish building the orbital probe cannon module ready to send it into deep orbit. Thanks for your tireless work. Yes. Yes. Okay, what could we have missed here? Clearly we missed... I mean, I guess we don't have to have missed something here. Brittle hollow projection stone. I wonder if there's more to this island than just this area. It could be worth checking out. All right. 17 minutes ago, long-range probe successfully fired. Yes. Control module projection stone. That way. Yeah, so this is up in the ship. Yeah, we've been here. Let's see what this has to say, shall we? I have bad news, Avens. Yara says there is a problem with the proposed power source, so the orbital probe cannon won't be asked to fire. I hope you're pulling my locomotive limb here, Kasovia. I wish I were, my friend, but no, they aren't certain they can fix the problem, so the orbital probe cannon is on indefinite hiatus. Tell Privet and Mallow that they should return from the cannon. My spouse and I will remain at the construction yard for now. An update. Mallow and I will join you and Daz. Privet left to visit her brother. She feels Idea may be responsible. Do I sense some sabotage? Yeah, so this is the Southern Observatory. We've been here. Okay. So what does this have to say? Kanoi, Daz, and I were lifting the orbital probe cannon composed into orbit for assembly, and one somehow sank down beneath the current. Kanoi, you should have seen it. We thought it was impossible for any cannon components to sink even partially below the curve, but ours sunk straight to the core. Soviet convinced me not to try to recreate the phenomenon. Yeah, I feel like we've read this. Reveals how an object might sink below the current. I'm able to grasp the answer by looking through the projection pool if I visit the observatory. If you don't mind the trek beneath the surface to the South Pole, I'd be delighted to see you. Alright, so we did read that. I wonder if that was the information that I needed, that there is a problem and the thing was supposedly scrapped, although it's still fired. I won't know that unless I get back to my ship. Check out my notes. That must have been it. For some reason, the Nomai put the orbital probe cannon on indefinite hiatus. The cannon was not asked to fire. That still doesn't answer my question, though. I was hoping to come here to find information on how to get into the center of the planet to find this control module. But obviously, it is not that simple. I think our next stop is back to Ash Twin. I can try to get to the statue workshop. I don't know if I'll have time to do so. Let alone find the piece of information that I'm missing there. I feel like I'm starting to piece together a lot of the information. Seems like a lot of what has to do with this time loop has to do with the Eye of the Universe or whatever it is. We still have to find out. I think we have to go to the Ash Twin planets again. We've already read this. Yeah. So what did we miss here? There's got to be some information that we missed, right? I've installed the masks inside the Ash Twin project. They look beautiful. Yes. We've already read this. Maybe we didn't already read that? No, we've definitely read that before. Maybe we didn't completely read it. Install the mask inside the Ash Twin project. They look beautiful. Covering into the statues will not pair until the project succeeds. Oh, wait. Otherwise, I imagine the experience would be hard to endure. Comforting to know the statues will not pair until the project succeeds. Ideally, they'll only need to activate once the project succeeds. As a safety measure, however, the statues will also activate in the event of equipment failure. They will? Why is that? If anything goes wrong with the Ash Twin project, the statues and their masks will make us aware of the situation and enable us to fix it. Otherwise, it would be possible for us to remain permanently unaware of the problem. I hadn't thought of that. What a profoundly horrific fate that would be. So I guess we didn't read that one. That sucks. It kind of sucks that, like, a lot of the extra information that we're finding at this point is just stuff that I missed because I'm a dingus. Oh well, it is what it is, I guess. Until next time, folks. Happy gaming.